Book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of Yahweh, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not Yahweh, though thou set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh. Verse 3, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. Thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Verse 4, With thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Verse 5, By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh. Verse 74, Therefore, Salaki, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beautiful, Salaki, they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call halal la Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Waha Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Tell me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim on the four corners of the earth. Pushing the truth with faith and sincerity. Risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwap and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing to edifying video. Shalom to the confusion of face. Or Salakia. Salakia for that. To the scattered Israelite foreigners in the other lands, the lands of the heathen, looking like the heathen that subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shah. And basically, I got another lesson out of the book Mass Control, Engineering Human Consciousness by Jim Keith. I skipped around a little bit, although it's some more chapters. It's probably like 5-6 more chapters in here, but I may not read them all. I was gonna jump into a whole different book and go into some because just through the spirit, Esau's blessing is a carnal blessing, the blessing of the sword. Brother was bringing out one of the heads at our camp was bringing out how when you go and really meditate on that, it's not just the power of the sword, but what the modern day sword is, the gun, or just anything that he could turn. He could turn things into weapons. You know what I mean? I had to think about it. He weaponized the food. I mean, literally, germ warfare, all that. And at the end, Esau, basically is even trying to enhance human beings, himself as well as society. If you ever seen that movie Upgrade, you would see what I meant or mean by that. And there's a chapter in this book says Hardwiring Humans, chapter 27, chapter 27, page 216, Hardwiring Humans. But before I go into that, because I brought out the scripture in Ezekiel, and that was talking about back then, but then it's also talking about today. Esau is the modern prince of Tyrus, and at the end they was talking about how their wisdom has gotten them riches, which I mean right now Esau rules the planet. There's no mistaking that. That's why everybody doesn't like this devil. I was listening to somebody at my job talk about how although the Hawaiians are Japhet, they were saying how that they really don't like Esau, which most people don't. But like I said, it said in Ezekiel how his wisdom got him great riches. But in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 19, verse 22, I'm gonna start at verse 19. No, I'm gonna start at verse 18. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 17 and 18. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtained of his love. Verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotence. Verse 21, if a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward he do it, he angereth him that nourish him. Verse 22, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. So at the end of the day, although, just like with this whole little fractional reserve banking system, which is actually nothing new. Is because like I heard somebody speak on, all ESL does is regurgitate or recycle things that were used before. It's not like this devil was coming up with anything unique. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like he is blessed with the. I mean, he's a son of perdition, so he's a son of destruction. He came in with these guns, and of course the nuclear ICBMs and all that. But what I'm saying is anything that's like life sustaining or that gives life. He creates and destroys. He creates destruction. He doesn't create life, basically. So I'm saying that to say this, like with the whole fractional reserve banking system, that is a fake system that eventually it can't sustain itself. And that's what I mean about he creates nothing but death. You know what I mean? So that knowledge, which is knowledge, but is not righteous knowledge. At the end of the day, just with a system like that, do you know what kind of, hell you gonna put people in? I mean, come on, with this system, you leave in debt. It's like a big ass Ponzi scheme. That's all this is. But Salakia, I didn't mean to digress. Because I'm going to jump into the chapter. It says intelligence agencies in a league with the scientific establishment are currently in a rush to create the ultimate in control, where a person's entire perception of reality is replaced by another of the controller's choosing. The means to accomplish this is provided by access and control of the human mind by computer. The first step in access and control began with mapping the brain. One early experiment was funded by the CIA in 1975 to the tune of $100,000 per year. According to an article in the San Diego Union titled CIA Funds Project at Hospital Here, Children's Hospital and Health Center is conducting experiments under a CIA grant to develop what some say could be a sophisticated lie detector system that probes the human brain electronically. Experiments on human volunteers, most of them members of the hospital staff, administrators, and friends, have been conducted for 2 years. The agency at first asked the hospital not to discuss the project. However, the hospital's medical director and hospital officials later decided it disliked the idea of secrecy and told the CIA they wanted to be able to talk freely about the work. Experiments are being conducted in the health center's speech, hearing, and neural memory center by its research director, Dr. Albert Lawrence. They involve what are called visual evoked responses, recorded electronically from brain waves and analyzed by computers. Subjects respond to pictures of faces flashed on screens. Some are familiar, some are unfamiliar. Familiar faces evoke a different brain wave pattern than unfamiliar faces, and the computer can tell the difference even if the subject says nothing. According to the director of the project, accuracy of identification by computer had reached as high as 80%. He also mentioned that the results of the experiments will be combined with clinical trials at the Children's Hospital. Apparently, San Diego wasn't the only place where brain mapping studies were being done on children. Advanced techniques were patented in 1983 by the Children's Medical Center of Boston for brain electrical activity mapping, which in turn would be displayed on detailed which in turn will be displayed on detailed present-time video topographic maps that could be monitored by technicians. I'm gonna stop there.